Kimberly Robinson, and I'm from the Washington metropolitan area. I am here representing Wake Robin Golf Club, the oldest African American golf club in the United States, and I am current Vice President, immediate past president.
My name is Phyliss Stevenson Jenkins. I was born and raised in Washington, D.C. and educated as far as school and college. I am also here representing Wake Robin Golf Club. I am the president, past and currently vice president, and have been a member of Wake Robin for almost 20 years.
Vicki Smith, I am the president of the Wake Robin Golf Club. I was born in Syracuse, New York. I've been in the Washington, D.C. area since '85, and I joined the Wake Robins in 2005. Me, it was my husband, because I found that he was always out playing golf, so I decided to go with him one day to one of his practices. And I hit the golf ball one time and I was completely hooked, okay? And if you look at our founders, Helen Webb Harris, when she started her club, their nicknames were called the Golf Widows. And it's not because their husbands were dead, it's just that when the husbands had spare time, they were out on the golf course. So now my husband is a golf widow because I play golf more than he does. Okay.
What got me into golf was being ill, critically ill, and I was a corporate American person. I worked, never had time for any fun. However, in intensive care, you get to thinking what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, what I could do better. And one of the things I felt I needed to do better in is put time in there for myself. So I started being interested in playing golf after my husband gave me a set of golf clubs and hearing I could do this, but I had no one to play with. And after having conversation with my husband, he mentioned a female group. And I said, okay, let me find out if I could be a part of them. And I joined Wake Robin Golf Club. And upon joining, I found out they were the oldest African American golf club in America. But it has been a true experience that I will never forget. I play about 4 or 5 times a week.
I guess I'm like the founders, and like Vicki, I was tired of being a golf widow. And I looked up, researched, and found Wake Robin, and then made the decision to join. And since, about 6 years now, 7 years I've been with Wake Robin, and I'm not out as much as some of the other ladies, because I do have a daughter who will be graduating this year, thank God. Mm-hmm. And so I will now have more time to play, but I have been playing and enjoy the ladies, and I guess finding some ladies who do play golf was what really drew me to Wake Robin.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, when I started, there weren't any African American that we knew about. What helped me was getting into Wake Robin Golf Club, and I found out about the Ethel Funches, which is one of the founders of the Wake Robin Golf Club. It's only in recent years of the Cheyenne Woods and the Ginger Rogers did you really start hearing role models. So the ladies of today will have those role models, but when I started, we didn't hear about any African American women accomplishing anything, whether it was PGA or non-PGA. It just was not being publicized.
And the same, before coming to Wake Robin, I really didn't know of any African American women who were on tour, or so I didn't really have anyone to look up to. But now that we do have the Woods and the Ginger Howard, and them are on tour now, that we now have those who are coming behind us will have individuals to look up to. But part of Wake Robin is to make sure that our younger generation does have the opportunity to see these women on tour and aspire to be on tour.
It's the same. We had no one to look up to. And like Kimberly was saying, that's our mission, to introduce golf to young African American young women, give them that opportunity to get out there to maybe be that #1 player, be that Tiger Woods, you know, so that's what our goal is, to have somebody that our young people can look up to.
Now, I know we're talking about golf, but golf offers more than just hitting a ball. That's what's important. We're not trying to promote, you got to play golf just to play golf. Golf teaches camaraderie. Golf teaches you how to interact with people. It's even great for your geometry and your trigonometry when you're trying to strategize how to take and put that little white ball in that hole. You got to manage. So it's teaching you management skills, even though you're doing it out in the field for the green. It teaches you management skills that will help you in your job, in your life, in your marriage, in bringing up your children.
And one thing about golf too, it's a good place to meet people who have those means that can get you to a higher level. And that's what we're trying to teach our young women. And even if they don't play golf, there are opportunities in the golf world in the office where they can make all the decisions. And we're trying to educate our young girls to take that next step, to learn more about golf, learn about, you know, when you're out there on the golf course, you're talking to people that can push you and take you to the next level and just move you on up into that front office.
Concentration.
Hitting that ball.
It requires focus, concentration. It's not a simple thing of just hitting the ball. You have to think. You have to plan. You have to manage. Again, those skills help you in your day-to-day, whether it's your job, whether it's your marriage, whether it's, like I said, bringing up kids. It is an exercise. It's an easy way to get exercise you would not otherwise participate in. You don't always go to the gym. You get walking. That helps your heart. You get to learn how to move certain muscles and certain things that you might not use on a normal basis. So it is a way of improving your health, improving your management skills, improving your patience, your tolerance. It just affects so many different day-to-day things that we use that you don't even think about, that you have picked up by playing golf.
And when you step up to that ball and you are getting ready to hit that ball, it's not really the focus on hitting the ball. You're also thinking about which direction it's going in, how you're turning your body, whether it's your hips, your shoulders, and are you keeping your head straight? So you're strategically setting yourself up to make that shot and direct that ball. And those are key things for in business.
Right. And one thing about golf, you're going to make mistakes, but it's what you do after that. You know, you'll hit the ball far left or far right, and it's just like with business. You will make mistakes, and you just have to move on from that. You learn from your mistakes, period.
It's not how you arrive, it's how you finish.
Ooh.
Say that again.
Say it again.
I wear the badge of honor each time I go out on the course, knowing that the 13 women who came before me got this organization started, and ever since I started in the club, I've been working. And it's made me want to work more and more, and made me want to reach out to younger women, making sure that they know this is available to them, that we have funding opportunities if you want to go on tour, if you want to compete, you know, we can provide that for you. So it has encouraged me to do more and learn more and spread the word of Wake Robin and what Wake Robin stands for.
And as you know, the legacy was that 13 ladies who were teachers or homemakers decided to get together because they were a little tired of sitting home and watching husbands go out and play, and they would not be allowed to join them. So they went out and played. In the time they've gone out to play, they increased the times that they went out to play. They were responsible for increasing the number of ladies that joined their organization. And it brought a lot of the kinds of things we've already have spoken to, the camaraderie. And then as Wake Robin went through the years, they discovered more ladies wanting to do this, or we went out and got more ladies. When we found out the benefits was beyond hitting a ball in a little white hole, Wake Robin's mission became, let's go after young girls who are in high school, who are playing golf, who need maybe a little help going to college by putting together a Helen Webb Harris scholarship. So in the honor of our founder, Helen Webb Harris, we decided to do that. So every year we have a tournament that allows us to raise money to support college-bound ladies going to schools that offer college program by giving 2, 3, or I'm sorry, 1, 2, or 3, depending on the donations that come in, scholarships to pursue golf and their educational part of their life by giving these scholarships, because we have seen the benefits, as we've already stated, that you can get in playing the game of golf. Now, naturally, our hope is we'll get somebody to go on the pro circuit, ultimately, which is not easy to do because it's much, much more difficult for African American ladies to not only go and qualify on the pro circuit, but to remain because of the lack of backing, sponsorship, and endorsements. Well, one of the things that we did, we looked at some statistics. You talk about going on the internet because you're into history. And we pulled up the top 185 women mixed with the various ethnic backgrounds you just stated, from Korean to African American to white American, Australian, etc. And Stackhouse is 100. An African American is not listed until we get to 100, and Stackhouse happened to be the 100, and they list the amount of money they earned on this same document that we had looked up. The impact is not as great for women in general as we would like to see. African American, as you can see with Stackhouse, who is great and as wonderful as she is at the bottom of 100. I can't tell you the reasons why outside of lack of endorsements, because she is qualified. She practices just as much as some of the other folks that are there. But it makes us feel good that we at least have 2, because Cheyenne Woods is there too. But she's 150 something, 153 I think it said. And we want to get them above the 100 because they are qualified to do so. But many times the reason is lack of endorsements. You got the Renee Powell, who just did the St. Andrews thing with JB, okay? She more than qualified. She didn't have the endorsements. But she could have been on the pro circuit for a very long run.
I think front office jobs. You know, you've noticed a lot of the colleges now have golf management as one of their majors. And that's new.
Yes.
In the last, like, maybe 2 or 3 years.
And that's what we need to focus on.
And that's
too.
what the women need to focus on, also being on the links, but also getting into the front office so we can make some change.
So they can be in the decision-making position.
Make the decisions.
We have a young lady who wanted to look at Wake Robin for a scholarship, and we generally give scholarships to people who actually play golf. The question from her godmother to me was, she's going to major in golf management. Where does that fit in you all giving scholarships? Now, this is the first time the president and vice president heard it, because I was waiting for a board meeting to mention that may be an avenue that we may have to look at, especially because it's been very hard for us to find candidates. We have schools like Regina, there may be 1 or 2 others that don't have college programs. That's the other issue. It's got to start somewhere. Can't start strictly in the home, because golf is a rich person's game. Economically, we as African Americans have not been known to be in the class where we can continuously afford to pay the kinds of fees associated with golf. However, if they offer it in the school, that's a beginning. that's where they can get some of it, and some of the people like we know in the tennis world and golf world, where moms and dads have quit their jobs or taken on certain responsibilities to support this, will know if it's serious enough for them to do that. That's where it starts. It starts with money, not just the skill. You got to be able to afford to carry it to the next step.
I feel good when I get on the golf course. Just being out on the course and being outdoors, nice weather and everything, but it also tells me that I can do this and I can teach some young woman that she can do this also. And not only on the course, but preserving our legacy. And like you said, we've been talking about this also, Missy, about going to the next level, management, you know, going to that front office to make changes.
Now, I'm selfish in my response. How I feel when I go on a golf course, it's about me. Okay, it's about me.
Well,
I leave my children issues at home, my hubby issues at home, my job issues at home. The biggest mistake that you can make, because I made it for 3 years, is to bring any of that to the golf course. You bring that to the golf course, you will have a wonderful time flip-flopping the ball all over the place. It requires concentration. It's my physical therapy. I don't need an analyst, okay? Golf is my psychiatrist. It buries a lot of stuff that I can just put aside for a moment and enjoy myself. Now, I don't know if you have to take this out, but at one time I said golf was better than sex.
What'd you say?
Okay? I play 4 or 5 times a week, as you know. I play in the winter, I have a heater, I have a cart cover. Okay, so I mean, and I travel everywhere, in and outside of the United States to play. So I enjoy, and I didn't start playing, by the way, until I was in my 50s. It really, I think it really did. It took 2 or 3 years for recovery, getting out, you know, to get into it. But when I got into it, I was dead serious. And I played basketball guard, because I'm too short, anything else. And I swam in swim meets, and I played softball. So I had the athletic ability prior to, so I didn't have to learn how to swing, because I was hitting golf balls like I was hitting a softball, my coach said. So I had to get out of that, you know. But it's definitely can be an intriguing thing that you can be very selfish about and don't have to worry about feeling guilty.
Well, I didn't say I felt guilty.
Like Phyliss, I use golf as my me time. You know, it's my me time. That's when I can get out there and it's just me and the course. Because each time you go out and play, it's you and the course. It's not anybody else. It's not the other person's in your foursome. You're playing against the course. And I get out there and I try to strategize, and I'm like, okay, now I know if I make this decision, this is going to happen. And so it's time for me to think and time for me to either perfect my game or find areas in which I need to improve.
Smack and skins talk is not eliminated. Don't misunderstand me.
And there's a saying, it says, forget about your opponent, okay, who you're playing with. Always play against par. Because you're playing against the course, like you said.
Being with like-minded women, too.
With the new handicap system, we are playing against the course. The worldwide handicap system that's in there now. And we do maintain handicaps. A lot of guys do not. We do maintain a legit handicap with a golf organization.
And we follow
and we compete, and we follow the rules.
And we're just saying that.
We're just saying. Teeing it up in the rough.
Yeah, exactly.
Rolling when you're not supposed to be.
Or they're counting the score, and it's like, yeah, da-da-da-da-da. Oh, yeah, I got a par. Oh, yeah, I got a birdie. You had 6 shots. Okay, so. But we love playing with y'all.
We only do mulligans. We don't like mulligans. And for those folks that listening that don't know what that is when you're given an opportunity to take a free swing. And we don't like tournaments with mulligans and all the other creative things like that. So when you come to our Helen Webbs Harris annual tournament in June 1, 2020,
No mulligan.
No mulligans.
mulligan.